And welcome to New Day Northwest. I am not Kelly Hansen. Don't attempt to adjust your television set. I am Chris Cashman. So thrilled to be hosting New Day today while my friend Kelly takes the day off. And if you're all worried about, how's today going to turn out? Trust me, it's going to be a great show. And that's not just me thinking positive, because part of it is me being positive. I'm a positive guy, but it's also because this day starts with improv and hot topics. It's almost guaranteed to be special. Here we go.
New Day Hot Topics is brought to you by Silver Reef Casino.
Our guest today from Jet City Improv, M.E. Chow, is here. Just one initial in that. That's a flex. We're going to talk about that. And Devin Sheehan is here as well. Rounding out the table, producer Susie is here. How fun is this? Yes. Hot Topics. Can we just start with that? The M.E. Chow. Is that a family name, or is that sort of a stage name?
The M is for mystery. No, my first name is just Michael. The only reason I go by M is because there's 8 other Michaels in any given scenario, and people get confused.
Okay, so we asked because, did any of you ever have nicknames or consider, like my father, a lot of people know my dad, Pat Cashman, but a lot of people don't realize his name is actually Maurice. It's actually Morris Patrick Cashman. He changed it. That was a middle name. So a lot of people do that, and then you find out in adult life, like, that's not your actual name.
Right.
Did you ever have a fake name, a stage name, anything like that?
I always wanted a different name because we had a dairy growing up called Gia Capuzzi Dairy, and they always called me Susie Gia Capuzzi. So I always kind of imagined that I could have a different name like Roxanne or something.
Yeah.
So, but it never stuck. So
Devin, did you ever stage name
No,
anything?
Unfortunately, my name's short enough, quick enough that people just can yell it quickly.
Easy.
Perfect.
I had one nickname growing up, and I didn't like it at first and then grew to love it. And since my name is Yi Chow, because I usually go by that instead of Michael, some people started calling me Chowder. And I was like, okay. And so it kind of grew on me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we can call you that.
You would be in a rare bubble of folks.
Okay,
yeah.
Speaking of which, Bubble, we have some drinks in front of us. We don't want to let these get stale. Susie,
So
these are like the hot thing, right?
These are the new McDonald's. McDonald's is trying something new. They're going with a whole new style. When you walk in, it looks like a tropical cafe a little bit.
They released these yesterday, these new line of drinks.
And I think they would look better in these cups.
Those are the refreshers.
These are the refreshers, which are right here.
All natural colors, as you can see from that image.
But you all have the dirty Dr. Pepper. So,
okay, so we're just supposed to take a sip of what they're branding. Brand new release, Dirty Dr. Pepper.
Oh.
You want your doctors dirty.
I don't love Dr. Pepper, so. But it has vanilla and cold foam, which I'm not sure what that is.
Well, finally, they've
what do you guys think?
found a way to add more sugar to Dr. Pepper.
You like it?
I mean, it's right. If you're a fan of Dr. Pepper, it's kind of like maybe they get together with a cream soda.
Try one.
These are the refreshers.
So, this is an orange dream. I don't know
this is
I think mine has strawberries in it.
Oh.
What is that?
It's some sort of an electric blue, and it's got about every flavor in the world in there.
I tried a blueberry one, but after the Dr. Pepper, I can't taste anything anymore. It's just all flattened out. It's all sugar.
Not sure if that's what they're going for.
Mine was a strawberry refresher.
People
and I
are wondering.
With you, Chow.
Well, and people are wondering, is this just another evolution, or we've heard the stories that they've taken the soda machines out of the lobbies.
They have. In fact, there was a sign that said no refills either. So, which hurts my heart because I'm a Diet Coke girl and I want to refill sometimes. But I think this is their idea of kind of making a little upscale.
A little more elevated. Yeah.
Okay.
But does it need to be?
People love options. And drinks, boy, that's profit, right? That's just flavored
But again, it's McDonald's. Does it need to be elevated?
They're competing with Starbucks and their
there
refreshers.
You go. Yeah, the refreshers might sound familiar to people.
Yeah.
It's a convenience. How fast can you get in and out of a Starbucks versus a McDonald's?
Devin just provided us with a professional segue. Saying convenience, because convenience might have been, you could argue convenience was the reason that people flew on Spirit Airlines, and that's all in the headlines because we all woke up and saw, wait, Spirit just suddenly shut down. It just suddenly went out of business immediately, stranded passengers, employees, and of course the internet responded, as it does, with all the memes in the world.
This is great because a Spirit Halloween shows up in your neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
It's
not a terrible idea. Question, have you flown Spirit before?
I have.
Loved and hated, but never ignored Spirit.
The first time I flew it, I didn't know what I was getting into, and I was like, why is this so terrible? And the second time I flew it, I was like, I have a 2-day trip, I just have a backpack, this is exactly what I want, at the price I want it, and this is the only time it made sense, when I had that really weird little trip. So.
Okay, what about you?
I have not, unfortunately. I do now that they're gone, I regret it, but I have not.
Well, some say spirit will always be with us. In
Yes.
spirit.
In spirit.
Have you tortured yourself in spirit?
I have not. I kept doing the math, and every time I tried to add it all up, it
Sure.
didn't add up. And I've heard horror stories.
Sure.
But
I was
a
gonna
lot
say
of people loved it.
One of my favorite genres on YouTube is just people saying, today I'm going to do the scariest thing in the world. I'm flying across the country on Spirit. Let's see what happens.
I did think it was funny that they'd put up a fake Facebook Marketplace
Right.
ad where they were, yes,
Here it is.
There it is, that you could just get
Screaming deal.
a screaming deal on an Airbus. And
But once you add in all the fees, it's no longer a screaming
here
deal.
we go, runs and drives great.
All right. So speaking of places to go, the Met Gala. Is it ever okay to skip something as prestigious as that? Because it was in the news, it just happened, and if you had to choose that or the New York Knicks playoff game that was happening the same night, the same city, it did happen earlier this week, and it was a bit of a shock pop culture-wise because people went, what, Timothée Chalamet? He didn't show up with his girlfriend, Kylie Jenner, because they were at the game. He's a Knicks fan, he had floor seats, and fellow fan Ben Stiller is a huge fan. He's always there, but he showed up with his wife at the gala. So, which would you choose?
I think we're theater kids, so if it's the Met Gala, you know.
I mean, I'd bring it local. Let's just say it wasn't the Knicks. Let's say our Supersonics are hosting a playoff game.
Okay.
Would you be over at the arena with your Sonics, or would you be at something like the Met Gala that is this big photographed thing?
Yeah.
Which is a fundraiser, we should say, by the way. A lot of people don't even know what the Met
But you
Gala
have to
is
dress
for,
up.
but it is for
Yeah,
Metropolitan
putting on a
Museum
And the
of
tie.
Art.
makeup and the hair.
It's a lot of work.
I think just because it is the arts, and I unfortunately did not live here when the Supersonics were here.
You'll be here for the dramatic
I will
comeback.
for the relaunch.
Yep,
But I would definitely, if we were at like the Sam, I would much rather be at the Sam.
for sure. What do you think?
fair.
I mean, a lot of
Game.
pressure.
If it's your passion, I say the game. I don't have a problem with Timothy.
that's
He went
fair.
where his passion was. He lives with Kylie Jenner. He
Yeah.
gets to be with her all the time.
It's great
Fair.
that they're doing
It's
separate
fine.
things,
I like your standpoint.
chasing their love.
Love it.
We must quickly talk about the micro dramas. They're on the rise.
Yeah.
These are a thing. Everything from 1 minute to 3 minutes. You can roll your eyes and say, nobody's watching these. I popped one up the other day and I noticed it had over 330 million views. So they are undeniable. Are you watching these, anybody?
I am.
Okay, fair.
I do love sitting on TikTok, and they do pop up. They're very easy, convenient. You know, they give you all the plot points. But, you know, in the end, it does waste a lot of your time. You could be doing something else.
Yeah.
1 minute at a time.
Yeah, exactly right.
That's
Speaking of which,
impressive.
we have just a minute left. We want to make sure we shift to you guys because as improvisers and improv performers, you get to see it sort of like change people's lives. We're talking about short attention spans with these micro dramas. What are you seeing in your crowds?
Yeah, I think it's been really exciting to do improv right now because with people being really online and watching these really short things, we're doing a 90-minute show, which is not long in theater terms, but we're seeing people be excited and they're engaged, and it's just a change of pace. I was saying earlier, it's a little bit like you want a good breakfast burrito to grab on the way out, and that's your microdrama, but sometimes you want to sit down for a nice meal, and that's going to the theater, going to have a live experience, and seeing people do things on stage that are really fun and unique, and you're only going to see it once.
Devin, give us a quick take on the show you're doing right now.
Oh, it's great if you love microdramas because it moves fast. It's interesting. There is drama. There's love. There's fantasy and fighting and exploration.
What's it called?
Not Another Isekai.
I love it.
And interactive, right?
Yeah,
You really have to pay
improvised.
attention and give your time and your energy and your thoughts and ideas, which is what I love about improv, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And good news is people could still see it, right? That Jet City Improv show. Not Another Isekai runs through the end of the month. Plus, they've got another great show and even some classes. You can find all of this and then some on the Jet City website. Very cool. Thanks for being here.
Yeah,
Thank you
our
so much
pleasure.
for
I
having
love
us.
this. All right, hey, Carnival Magic is taking over Silver Reef Resort and Casino every Saturday in May. Step right up to the ultimate duck pond for your shot at massive payouts. Pick the right lucky duck and you could instantly score up to $10,000 cash. You can check out more details at silverreefcasino.com.
New Day Northwest is sponsored by Silver Reef Casino, your Northwest Washington destination just off I-5 at exit 260.